This is Lord Thaddeus Gray. What's this one going to be about? It's going to be definitely a theory on a cryptid. Well, more like a piece of folklore, more than just a cryptid. We're going to be talking about trolls. Trolls are something that have always fascinated me. Supposedly they're monsters that love to eat people, regenerate faster than Wolverine on steroids, and pretty much love to devour Christians, young maidens, or maybe Christian young maidens, who the hell knows. Good luck in this day and age, but hey, we all have our problems. My point is this. That's what this is about. Trolls. I don't mean the internet kind either. I can be pretty damn good at that too if I want, but I ain't done that in quite a bit. Trying to behave myself for once. But anyway, what are trolls? Well, whatever they are, there have been stories about them for hundreds, if not thousands of years. They're part of Germanic folklore, I believe, Scandinavian folklore, Norse mythology, a little bit of everything, I think. I could be wrong on that, don't quote me. Take what I'm saying within reason to a grain of salt. But what I do know is that the stories around these things are very frightening. And believe me, they're very, people were legitimately and justifiably scared of these things. I mean, you were talking about creatures that were like ice giants, fire giants. Right up there with the giants, just scary stuff. These things would, pretty much the only weakness they had was, well, there was a couple of them. One is that these things are kind of stupid. Number two, sunlight. It would turn the troll to stone, if I remember right. So, people are going to ask me, do I think they exist? That's a good question. I think that some kind of form of them, there's definitely something going on about that. I'll tell you that now. I do believe there's definitely something out there that is a definite trigger or fact behind the mythology of these creatures. I'm not going to call them animals because I think they may be something else. I don't know if they're fallen by nature or not. I wouldn't be surprised. But you also have to understand, this world has... I've spoken about old world creatures before. Like the Knucklevi and things like that. These guys are about as old as it gets. You're talking about creatures that supposedly have lived a very long time, extremely long lifespan. They're not very bright, but they're not... They're very, very persistent. So pretty much you get one of these things pissed off or hungry at you, good luck. You may as well just give yourself over to the damn thing on a dinner plate because this thing ain't gonna let you go. There's a movie called Troll Hunter. I'm gonna do a minor review on it. I'm just gonna say this, it's good. Potentially. I've seen only bits and pieces of it, but what I've seen looks pretty good. It's kind of, those bits and pieces what kind of made me think, maybe I need to do a review on what little I know about these things. Now, what do trolls look like? What don't they look like? There have been legends of trolls being hideous, looking like something out of Clive Barker's worst nightmare or wet dream, one of the two, or supposedly creatures that are actually beautiful, if I remember right. It just really depends on what the story and the premise behind the creature is. What is known, or most of the stories get when it comes to the similarities of these stories, is pretty much these things are not to be messed with. They're very dangerous. They have horrific appetites. Physically, as in they like to eat us. Sexual appetites, possibly, as well as just bad. Very bad. To say the least. Honestly, if you ever... I'm just saying. Supposedly these things, one of the reasons they're so awful is that some dark lord or being used them as foot soldiers in the wars that he would fight with the gods, if I remember right. Finally, the trolls, of course, were defeated, and I think the one that created them completely annihilated. I think his name was Melkor or something. I could be wrong on that. but it's something to think about. I mean, these things are in just about any kind of RPG you want to name. Something that's going to be in it, trolls, baby. Everything from World of Warcraft to D&D. I'm just saying, these things. I mean, they're very interesting. I mean, supposedly there's even stories of them breeding with humans. Half trolls. It's scary stuff. And again, that kind of correlates with the giants too, when you think about it. Are they Nephilim or Raphaim? I don't know. That's one thing I have no clue about. But what I do know is that they're definitely very fascinating and most likely very dangerous. Look up a few of the Sasquatch Chronicles episodes. I believe there have been supposedly stories about hairy beings that are much bigger than any Sasquatch out there with tusks. I believe Wes Germer has a few of those episodes out. I could be wrong. But I definitely remember, if I recall properly, listening to things like that. Supposed to think hill giants? So could that be an example of a troll? Who knows? But it's just something to think about, I'm going to go ahead and sign off of here. You guys already know what I do. I'm just going to leave that short and sweet. This week I'm going to be looking for people. Hardcore, okay? For both Dogman Cams and Chasing the Truth. Might not have too much luck as of late, but one never knows. Believe me, I've been talking to people daily almost. So either way, whenever John decides to go ahead and do his thing, I'll be ready. You already know my email. It is westvic@dogmancams.com. I repeat, westvic@dogmancams.com. If you've had a cryptid sighting or any type of paranormal experience and you desire to have a chance to share it, hit me up. I'll be your boy to talk to. I'll make sure you get that chance. That's kind of my calling. It's what I do. Until then, stop trolling around. Be blessed and be safe.